All right. Dear devotees, we've come online and we're being recorded. So we better be good. So let us begin. Actually, we've just come through from Arati and we had an ecstatic Arati this evening with a not an imported Mridanga player, but we get used to Mridanga players that we have with us, Gaura Chandra Prabhu and Govinda Chandra Prabhu. And he was a very lively Mridanga player, and we've just had a wonderful Arati. Now we've come to have your association, and here the Arati is to Sri Gauranga Sundar and to Sri Giriraj Radha Giridhari Ju. And so we've been with Gauranga Sundar, Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, our parampara, giving obeisances to them. And now we've come to have our gathering to chant the glories as best we can of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the Pancha-tattva, and our Guru Varga. And we'll begin, as we do, with just short Vandanam. And this time, with these Zooms, maybe we can't go through the Vandanam, but please do try to understand each word and what we're saying in the Vandanam because we should. Because it's good for us after all these years to know what we are saying with our prayers. Anyhow, today, Vandanam, mini Vandanam, as Gurudev would often do, that is, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vancha Kaupatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvije Namaha. And Pancha-tattva mantra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Govinda Govinda. Okay. So, dear devotees, today is the last day, the third day of our 3 days, and to try to give some focus on the Pancha-tattva Mahamantra to try to make us all aware of what we are saying when we say the Pancha-tattva mantra. Who are the Pancha-tattva? And today, especially, we want to think in our own lives. Now we've heard something about Pancha-tattva. How are we going to change our own life? Now we've heard something more of who are each of the 5 personalities, the 5 truths, the Pancha-tattva. Then clearly we are not here for just getting knowledge to know something, but we are here to help us to adjust our thinking, our attitude, our activities in accordance with the advices and the guidance that we can glean from our masters, and especially at this time, in focus to the Pancha-tattva, the 5 truths. So, the translators, yes, so please be in the right language on your Zoom, in my case, English, but please do be in the right language. Select in the interpretations option if you are wanting to hear Portuguese or French or Italian or Russian. Then select the appropriate language. If you're hearing only English now and you want to hear another language, then you probably don't understand me. Okay, do your best. So I'd just like to start with invoking Gurudev, invoking Guru Maharaj, as we always do, because Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, you all know by now, I hope, the greatest personalities coming to give the greatest gift ever known in a day of Lord Brahma. And that gift is the gift of Krishna Prema, which is being distributed by Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu is not alone. Mahaprabhu, with his associates, and specifically the Pancha-tattva, particularly the Pancha-tattva, the five truths, showing the variegated nature of the Lord in person form, everything originating from person, not from energy and then zap, the person comes out of energy. It's the person, and energy comes from the person. So supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, in five aspects. This is five truths, absolute truths. So first I would like to say one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it's quoted by Srila Guru Maharaj, and he loved to quote this verse. It is found in the Golden Volcano of Divine Love, the book, and it's Srila Guru Maharaj saying the verse and giving us its meaning. And I hope you've all heard this verse before. We've heard it before, but necessary for us to again and again hear and to remind ourselves the greatness of Mahaprabhu's gift. And it is this verse, Krishna Lila Amritasara, Dhara Shatta Shatta Dhara, Dashadike Vahe Jaha Hoite. I've got the cheat sheet under the camera. It's a little bit far away from me, so I have to confess it now. But 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. Don't change anything. I'll change the size of the text. Don't worry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Krishna Lila Amrita Sara Tara Shata Shata Dhara Dashadike Vahe Jaha Hoite. Say Chaitanya Lila Hoya Sarovara Akshaya Mano Hangsha Charaha Taha Te. Okay, they're moving the eye, your eye, they're moving your eye. So I hope everything is okay. But there is another way I can see easier. Okay, so I am reading from the Golden Volcano, very short excerpt. I'm not going to read a lot, and the translators have this in the sheet for today. So the translation, Srila Guru Maharaj is explaining, what is Krishna Leela? Because as we've tried to explain in the first of our discussion, trying to assert, everyone knows Krishna Leela, more or less, in our Krishna consciousness. We all accept Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But here we are getting this link, the stress that Gauranga is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mood, that highest mood of the Madhura Leela of Krishna, added the distribution. So this verse, Srila Guru Maharaj is explaining. So knowing Krishna is the Supreme Lord, with that basis, what is Krishna Leela? It is the real essence of nectar. It is the gist of sweetness, happiness, and ecstasy. The sweetness of the sweetest thing that can ever be conceived is represented in Krishna Leela. Then what is Chaitanya Leela? In Chaitanya Leela, that sweet nectar of Krishna Leela is flowing in all 10 directions, in hundreds of streams, as if from a fountain. That fountain is Chaitanya Leela. So this is how Guru Maharaj has explained this verse, and he's continuing in his own expression, saying, although Chaitanya Leela appears later than Krishna Leela, Chaitanya Leela is the source. And remember, Leela, for those maybe new to the terminology, Leela means pastimes, his activities. So although Chaitanya Leela appears later than Krishna Leela, Chaitanya Leela is the source, the foundation. We see that Krishna appeared in Dvarpa Yuga, in the previous age of the earth. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared later in Kali Yuga, this age. Still, their Leela is eternal. First there is the giver, and then the gift. And the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that in all 10 directions, he is distributing unlimited streams of sweet Krishna Leela to the world. And where are we living? In the world? Okay, then being distributed to us. Leela Sara, the chief. Krishna Leela Amrita Sara. Thara, Shata Shata Dhara, hundreds and hundreds of streams. Dasha Dike, Vahe Jaha Hoite. Se Chaitanya Leela Hoya, Sarovara Akshaya, Manno Hangsha Charaha Tahate. So this is our reminder about Mahaprabhu and the gift that he is given. And so it is not only to know about the gift, but it is to for us to put into practice. We know that Mahaprabhu is distributing. We know that Nityananda Prabhu, he's promoting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We know Advaita Acharya, he's the prayerful one. We need the Lord. And we know Gadadhar Pandit with his soft, intimate, very intimate, soft heart. Then in a quiet way, he's rendering the most intensive service to the Lord, and especially in the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing his very highest pastimes, his later pastimes. He would read Srimad Bhagavatam to the Lord. And then Srivas Thakur, the devotee, the pure devotee, the ecstasy of devotional service. So this Pancha-tattva, the 5 truths, when we know what they are giving, we should try to adjust our thinking and our activities more and more in the line of Gauranga, whereas originally we may have been drawn by, oh, Krishna, and then we learn, oh, who is this Gauranga? So today, some clarification of these 3 short sessions together, some clarification of Gauranga and his associates. Now, I do want to come back a little bit more to today for our practical application of knowing about the Pancha-tattva. In other words, how to be good devotees in the focus to the Pancha-tattva, and that they may focus on us and be gracious to us. But one of the aspects of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to perfectly present the etiquette of Vaishnava etiquette. What is the proper behavior amongst Vaishnavas? And so I just wanted to read, and the translators have a little further down. It's Adi Leela chapter 1, text 40. This Madhavendra Purira Iho Shishya E Gyane Acharya Gosaire Prabhu Guru Korimane. So this is an example, one example of Mahaprabhu showing Vaishnav etiquette. And he's showing it so that we also follow this etiquette, the behavior of the Vaishnavas. So this verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is thinking Sri Advaita Acharya is a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri is the spiritual master, in the pastimes, of course, of Ishvara Puri, who is the spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru, Ishvara Puri. And Madhavendra Puri is the spiritual master of Ishvara Puri. And Advaita Acharya, in the Leela, in the hierarchy, the pastimes of the Lord, is a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri. So on that god brother of Ishvara Puri, his spiritual master. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is explaining here in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu is thinking that Sri Advaita Acharya is a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Then Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj mentions, Lord Chaitanya obeys him, Advaita Acharya, respecting him as his spiritual master. And then the next verse, to maintain the proper etiquette for the principles of religion, Lord Chaitanya bows down at the lotus feet of Sri Advaita Acharya with reverential prayers and devotion. Sri Advaita Acharya, however, considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be his master, because he knows what is what. But in the Leela, Advaita Acharya is older and a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Mahaprabhu is, quote unquote, younger and a disciple of Ishvara Puri, so a grand disciple of Madhavendra Puri. So Advaita Acharya thinks himself as a servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He forgets himself in the joy of that conception and teaches all living entities, you are servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya is telling us all, everyone is a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he teaches all living entities. That includes us. We are living entities, in case you haven't noticed. So that you are servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj explaining the conception of servitude, of serving, of the conception of servitude to Sri Krishna generates such an ocean of joy in the soul that even the joy of oneness with the Absolute, if multiplied 10 million times only, could not compare to a drop of that joy. The conception of servitude, serving to Sri Krishna, generates such an ocean of joy in the soul that even the joy of oneness multiplied by 10 million times could not compare to even a drop of that ocean. Then he says, Advaita Acharya says, Nityananda and I are servants of Lord Chaitanya. And then Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj says, nowhere else is there such joy as that which is tasted in this emotion of servitude. So the Pancha-tattva, all is interrelated in different ways. But Mahaprabhu, although he's in the mood of devotion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he is receiving from the other devotees that mood that they are his servant, and they are all getting ecstatic joy, oceans of ecstatic joy, by this connection with Krishna, which is the connection with Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu in his generous aspect. Hare Krishna. And so we are living entities, we are on planet world, in this world, and the Pancha-tattva came for us with these messages. We need to be a servant, we need to chant the holy name. And with this message also, all of them are giving us Mahaprabhu's teaching of Trinad api sunichena taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadina ketanya sada harihi. And as I said before coming through here today, we were in the temple room and giving obeisances to the deities, but also to our gurus, and always thinking, what do they want that I will say? What should I say, like, on their behalf? And it comes very clearly that we must stress this verse, the third verse of Mahaprabhu's Shikshastakam verses, 8 verses. Humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, not wanting honor for oneself, and don't forget the last line, Kirtanya Sada Harihi. Kirtan, always engaging of the Lord's name. So Kirtanya Sada Harihi, always engage in chanting the names of the Lord. But how? With humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, and not wanting honor for oneself. Hare Krishna. And I know I read this verse on the first day, and so I won't read the whole verse. Well, verse is short, but also there in Chaitanya Charitamrita later, well, I think it's the same chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, in distributing love of Godhead, Krishna Prema, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates did not consider who was a fit candidate and who was not, nor where such distribution should or should not take place. They made no conditions. Wherever they got the opportunity, the members of the Pancha-tattva distributed love of Godhead. Hare Krishna. And then, although the Pancha-tattva plundered the storehouse of love of Godhead and ate and distributed its contents, there was no scarcity, for this wonderful storehouse of Krishna Prema is so complete that as the love is distributed, the supply increases hundreds of times. The flood of love of Godhead swelled in all directions, and thus young men, old men, women and children were all immersed in that inundation. Then the Krishna consciousness movement will inundate the entire world and drown everyone, whether one be a gentleman, a rogue, or even lame, invalid, or blind. When the 5 members of the Pancha-tattva saw the entire world drowned in love of Godhead, and the seed of material enjoyment in the living entities completely destroyed, as we see here in Chaitanya Saraswat Madhulanda, then the Pancha-tattva, they all became exceedingly happy. And then one last verse. The more the 5 members of the Pancha-tattva cause the rains of love of Godhead to fall, the more the inundation increases and spreads all over the world. And earlier today, we were reflecting on what will the young generation who are growing up today, all of you here, all youngsters present here, What will all of you young generations see in the coming, how many years? 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. We don't know how long we are each in this world. But Srila Bhaktivinoda predicted that in the future there will be one religion, and that will be the religion of Mahaprabhu. And the Gaudiya Vaishnavas today, we may be sprinkled around the world, or they may be sprinkled around the world. But in the future, this distribution of love of Godhead without discrimination, it must come to be that it will flow over the world, and there will be a grand wave of Sankirtan. We have everything necessary, especially with the distribution worldwide, as we've read and heard recently, Srila Gurudev's conception, that Srila Prabhupada prepared the field, he prepared the soil for the seeds to be planted. He prepared the radio set, the receiver, to receive nicely. Srila Guru Maharaj gave that full nourishment, gave to the radio set, gave to that receiver, those receivers, the special message, gift, transmission of divine love, that they'd become hungry to hear, eager to collect. And those seeds which were planted, those seeds growing and growing and growing, protected by Srila Guru Maharaj, nourished by them. And then Srila Gurudev, for another 22 years after Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance, Srila Sridhar Maharaj's disappearance, embodiment of Srila Prabhupada and of Srila Guru Maharaj and himself, then he came with that like full-fledged message of Pancha-tattva, broadly distributing, giving the nourishment, giving protection, and so that the fruit of Krishna prema can be achieved by everyone. We have all the scriptures readily available all over the world. There are devotees all over the world, recordings, and where we can sit in front of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj all over the world, readily available for anyone with an internet connection, which now it seems you can't even take a flight if you don't have an internet connection. So a lot of people have internet. And this, it's almost like, what else do we need? We're just waiting for that pure soul, that who is now hidden. We're waiting for a hidden pure devotee, associate of the Lord, because in person, to distribute that matured fruit, everything, to distribute that widely, it has to come in a living way. So we're thinking, well, all of this, the soil is set, the seeds are planted, they're all growing nicely, and now the only thing left is that all these fruits will be picked, and then everyone knows fruits have seeds in that are to be distributed. All the trees and plants, they have so many seeds to distribute, to continue. And this all comes in a living channel. So if any pure devotees are hiding out there, you'd like to show your form and now make the whole world Krishna conscious by the grace of Pancha-tattva, it's a good time to show your form and come out and enliven the world with the mature Krishna consciousness that Mahaprabhu gave, that Nityananda promoted, that Advaita Acharya prayed for, that Garadha Pandit had in his soft, soft heart, and that Srivas Thakur showed how everyone can be a devotee. Householder, using his home so that the devotees can come and chant and dance and all these things. And Advaita Acharya didn't even worry about his income. He just understood, oh, we just do everything for the Lord. If food comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't come. And he went on with his life. Even Mahaprabhu said to him, Advaita Acharya, you're not giving any energy for making money. You're just looking after the devotees. It's here in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Srivas Thakur said, oh yes, but I made a promise to myself, if I don't get food for 3 days, then I understand my duty is finished here and I'll commit suicide. I'll just end my life. And Mahaprabhu was very happy with him because he knows that the Lord always will be food on the table for the devotees. Krishna is not going to neglect his devotee, as it were. So Srivas Thakur giving beautiful examples for devotees, for householders, for everyone, for devotional life. And as we read just a little bit earlier, the mood of servitorship, of service, it gives such a joy, it's incomparable and cannot be explained, cannot be expressed. So the Pancha-tattva have come with this message. The thing is, I can tell you that the verses 22 to 28, I'm not sure which chapter they're in. So somebody can, I can let you know afterwards, because I copied them in, but I didn't make a note of which chapter I'd copied them from. I can find them, but maybe now's not the time. They're in Chaitanya Charitamrita, vedabase.io, and you can search for Punnaha, Punnaha.
Adi Leela 7:22.
Oh, Adi Leela chapter 7:20. Okay, likely it is, because I was in that chapter. Okay, very good. Adi Leela chapter 7, verses 22 onwards. And there are many more verses. The whole of the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita is making clear, we know that Mahaprabhu and his associates, they are not of this world. So not that Mahaprabhu, as we said at the very beginning of our first day, Mahaprabhu is not another person in this world. And throughout the earlier parts of several chapters, the Adi Leela, there is so much to give confirmation that Mahaprabhu is the Lord coming as a devotee, and his expansions and his avatars and his energy, his devotees, that they are all devotee section. They're all devotee section, tasting devotional service and distributing devotional service. So chapter 7:22 onwards, and the other ones, earlier ones, about Advaita Acharya was another chapter. Not sure. Hare Krishna. So the practical change for us when we hear more about the Pancha-tattva is that we need to follow what the Pancha-tattva have given, because Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Garadha Pandit and Srivas Thakur, they are all distributing Krishna Leela. And as we have read and quoted in other quotations, Krishna Leela is like the jar has a lid on it, that his Leela is taking place and we're looking and seeing, but not recruiting. And Mahaprabhu and the Pancha-tattva, the 5 truths, then they are the entrance givers. They are the recruiters for Krishna Leela. So now we can try to think of the Pancha-tattva, how to serve them, how to continue what they started in the world. One of Mahaprabhu's aspects was to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement, to the chanting of the holy names, especially congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. This is the Yuga Dharma. This is the way in Kali Yuga especially, to raise ourselves from animal consciousness to proper spiritual consciousness, but not only spirit as opposed to matter, but they have given us the highest place of spirit, which is also delineated in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, especially in a short way in the Ramananda Samvad, which is showing us good, better, best everywhere. And the topmost plane is the plane of Lord Krishna, reality, the beautiful, Vrindavan, where everyone is serving him in love, and Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, and their associates, they are themselves engaged in such activity, and they themselves are taking the name of the Lord, which is the Yuga Dharma, tasting ecstasy, and sharing that around. So the way to worship Mahaprabhu, Guru Maharaj explains, is by Sankirtan. He loves Sankirtan. He says about Mahaprabhu, he loves Sankirtan, and he is worshipped only by Sankirtan. That's the way to please him. So whatever we receive, we try to share with others. The distribution of whatever we know. Chant Hare Krishna, chant Pancha-tattva mantra, chant Hare Krishna, and tell that to others. It works. Try it yourself and tell to others. Share. So Sankirtan. Govinda, Govinda. So how we think, when we get knowledge, it changes how we think. And what we're trying to stress about Pancha-tattva is to bring them to the forefront rather than, yes, Krishna, 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 all Krishna Lila. And yes, Mahaprabhu, he chanted and danced, like as a side point. Rather, we should try to learn that, okay, actually, we need to cultivate this relationship, if you like. Now we know more about the nature and the pastimes, what Mahaprabhu came to give, then more and more we'll feel that necessity, so magnanimous, so generous, giving freely to everyone and wanting to give freely to everyone, and then to help Mahaprabhu, to share, follow what he says. Whoever you meet, tell them about Krishna. And Nityananda saying, whoever you meet, tell them about Gauranga. So we are worshipping Radha Krishna. We are also worshipping Gauranitai. No gap. But Gauranitai, they are the ones which will actually make our worship of Radha and Krishna substantial. We want to come under the mercy of Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's line. This is also Guru Parampara. This is Guru and Gauranga. Guru, yes, means the Guru, the spiritual masters here, but the original Guru is Nityananda Prabhu. So we want to come under the banner of Nityananda and Mahaprabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful that we were struggling to think of anybody he rejected. Mahaprabhu rejected one or two, but Nityananda took those that Mahaprabhu rejected and accepted them. But Nityananda, extremely merciful, and this is good news for us all. Hare Krishna. And that means that we should not be in a position, not start to think that, oh, I'm too fallen to follow spiritual practice. Oh, God is so far away and I'm too fallen, I must watch the TV every night, and whatever it is. We have many things we can say about ourselves that we're not really spiritual. We'd like to be, but we're too fallen, and that's for others who can, be meditation or something. Not. Mahaprabhu came and said, love of God is what everyone is searching for. Everyone is searching for pleasure, for happiness. Everyone is searching for eternity, not to die. And that, the apex of this is Krishna Prema. It's ultimately what we are all searching for. And that is being freely given to those who've got no capacity for meditation, for standing on their heads or doing any other things which we sometimes think, oh, these difficult things are necessary for spiritual life. And so this really is a time when we can think, well, even the most fallen, Jagai and Madai that we mentioned. So our ego may say we are not as fallen as them, and then on another side, our ego may say, well, we are more fallen than Jagai and Madai. But there is no one who was not eligible to come to take up seriously the path of chanting the holy name with love and affection, rendering some service. Everything is free. You're already doing so many things. It's just a case of putting Krishna at the center, chanting his name. And with the Pancha-tattva, whatever we've got to distribute. So we need to take the holy name now. We need to take the holy name with humility, with tolerance, with giving honor to others. And we know there are 10 offenses to the holy name, but also nama bas means not taking seriously, not actually focusing and taking seriously our chanting. But when we know that actually we should be focused to Radha and Krishna, we should be focused to Nitai and Gauranga, we should be focused there, then we'll try to say, yes, oh, I better be more serious about this and less serious about other things that we feel are so important in this world. There's a question here, or is it something else?
This is an anonymous question. It's an anonymous question.
An anonymous question from, okay.
We have heard that before beginning kirtan, arti, or chanting japa, we should first chant the Pancha-tattva mantra.
Yes.
Could you please explain the significance of chanting the Pancha-tattva mantra before? And why is it traditionally chanted at this particular time? And what is the proper understanding and purpose behind doing so?
Purpose behind?
Doing so.
Doing so, Acha. Well, we sort of mentioned the answer to this maybe yesterday when saying, actually, once we've got some faith that there are those who really have come here to tell us right and wrong, how to do this, not to do that, like that. And when we've got such faith, we accept happily that, okay, we should do like this. And so in this aspect of the answer, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he has made everything appropriate and like condensed all kinds of knowledge about this, rituals, routines, etc. He's given us the essential necessities for our most successful life in this use of this life at this time. And there he has given this Pancha-tattva Maha Mantra, which is encompassing the Lord, as we said, the Lord, his expansions, his avatars, his energy, his devotees. This is encompassing the grace which has come at this time to the world in this Kali Yuga, in particular, where the original Lord has come with his associates. So one aspect to this answer is, this has been told to us by our spiritual masters, not only told, but saying this is the best thing you can do. Invoke the Pancha-tattva, their names, before chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And so in this way, then, okay, happily we accept and we chant. But whatever we chant, we should chant with consciousness, like awake. When we are calling Hare Krishna and Hare Rama, for instance, from Guru Maharaj, we've been helped to see how Hare Krishna and Hare Rama is entirely Radha Krishna and Radha Krishna. That Hare is Radha and Krishna and Rama are both names of Krishna. And Rama is there as the Radha Raman, the one who's giving pleasure to Radharani. And this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is entirely Radha Krishna, and in the most loving interaction sphere, which has got nothing to do with this world, but we understand is like the epitome of the upper world, of the Lord's loving relationship. And so then when we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are getting some illumination from Guru Maharaj of what is Hare Krishna, and not just to try to finish the number of rounds and see the time and I've got to rush more and finish like this, but to be conscious of what we are chanting. So namabhas means that it is inattentive chanting. So we need to slap ourselves and be attentive in our chanting of Radha and Krishna, Hare Krishna. But we hope that also these last couple of days, we've got a little illumination, if you like, from Guru Maharaj, from Gurudev, from the scripture, from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, of what are we chanting when we are asked by our masters to chant. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Garadha, Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. So it's not just now we have like, oh, I need to chant like Sri Chaitanya, like that, and then just to have tried to memorize some Sanskrit words or sounds, but we want to also, without haziness, not without the namabhas, but with focus, we want to also chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Garadha, Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. So we have got some focus on what we are chanting. And this way, how we are developing in anything in life is we're getting tips, getting advice, and we're putting into practice if we want to be good at anything, a sportsman or just your job. You get taught when you join in a company, you get taught many things and you need to do them properly, otherwise you won't be in harmony with the purpose of the company and you won't be allowed to stay. But the thing is that to take the name of the Lord is the very necessity in this age. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the Maha Mantra for Kali Yuga. And the grace of being able to chant Radha Krishna's Leela is coming through Krishna as Mahaprabhu. Krishna and Radharani as Mahaprabhu. And coming through the grace of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Garadha Pandit, and Srivas Thakur. So even logically it makes sense. But the real why, the real answer is that it has been given to us by our divine masters who know best. Grandmother knows best. She told you not to eat that fruit in the tree or it'll give you a bad belly. And you went and ate it and you got a bad belly. So now you know your grandmother knows best. Whatever our grandmom tells us, yes, grandma, it's right. I understand. We don't have to think why. Unless we're a very naughty boy or very naughty girl. Otherwise, you believe your grandma, you believe your grandfather. And we believe our masters with good reason. Hare Krishna. Yes, question. But you may need a microphone for everyone to hear.
Hare Krishna. It's not a question, Maharaj. I just have some lights on the question that was asked about why we chant the Pancha-tattva mantra. Is it okay if I share?
Yes. please.
Well, from Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, I read that the Pancha-tattva, close it? Because you mentioned earlier about the 10 offenses of the Mahamantra, but Srila Prabhupada says that the Pancha-tattva mantra, the Pancha-tattvas, they don't take any offenses. So we take shelter of the Pancha-tattva mantra, so they would protect us from making offenses to the holy name. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And there is a very beautiful kirtan that is sung in the mat, Chaitanya Saraswat mat, which is also the standard that Srila Prabhupada wanted for his mission. He sent his senior devotees to Guru Maharaj, to Chaitanya Saraswat mat, to learn what bhajans are sung, what songs are sung. And there is one song sung which starts, Dayal Nitai Chaitanya Bole, Natrayam Arman. A very happy song that everyone likes to sing, but there is saying that the names of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, the Pancha-tattva, they don't take offense. And so by taking their name, then we can get, once we get their grace, we must come through Nityananda and Gauranga to get the grace of Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, one can chant the names of Radha and Krishna for many lifetimes and still only scratch a little bit. But the gift of Radha and Krishna is being given through Mahaprabhu. And so, yes, we can definitely find some other similar, from Srila Prabhupada, from Gurudev, from Guru Maharaj, in a very similar way, saying that, yes, they don't take offense. They are the most generous, the most gracious. And we don't have to be pure to chant their name. We will become clean. It's not that we're going to keep bad habits and bad attitude, but we will come to get their shelter, and then automatically all the negative things will go. When those go, then we will be able to really relish what is the name of the Lord. Then we can relish Radha Krishna Leela. We can relish Vrindavan Leela in reality, and not just as our mind projects, but we'll find, oh, that by the grace of Nitai and Gauranga, we have got a touch of this wonderful plane. They didn't take our offenses, and our unwanted things have automatically left. We can say this also, they automatically go, and with a higher taste. When there is a higher taste, the lower things go, and then we're able to chant the name of Radha and Krishna. Yes, very valid and appreciated contribution indeed. But still we must try not to make offense, and especially to the devotees. And then again we can come to the principles of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, all about not to make offense to anyone, not to criticize anyone, not to chew the faults in others. If we chew the faults in others, the faults will come to us. That's also there. We chew the good in others, and everyone's got some good in. The good will come to us. And especially this is the case in the relation to devotees. Guru Gauranga. Original Guru is Nityananda. And Gauranga is also in the aspect of Guru. He's coming to teach, not only Guru, he's coming as Acharya, coming to teach, coming to show, coming to give. All of Pancha-tattva are coming to give. Hare Krishna. So yes, I mean, there are so many notes and things I've got here, but give honor to everyone. See our own imperfections, not the imperfections of others. be safe in our devotional life like this. And so, anyway, when we know about Mahaprabhu, what did Mahaprabhu do? What did the Pancha-tattva do? They inaugurated Harinam Sankirtan, so chanting congregationally. So now we know how to win their hearts. We should chant congregationally. And this is the routine, day by day setup that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established. Remember, as the reformer of this modern age. And as Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev continued. And so every morning, every evening, not sometimes, every morning, every evening, there's kirtan in the ashrams, in the temples. And in our homes we can do. Again, we said Srivas Thakur shows how in your own home you can have a raucous kirtan. Maybe a little difficult in Pakistan, maybe, but in time, place, and circumstance, then we have to adjust things. And where we were just now, the devotee Suresh Krishna, day by day, he can't have a raucous kirtan. He's in so many flats around him like that. But then when the opportunity is there, raucous kirtan, loud voice, loud mridanga. And we had this retreat in the countryside, and happily the neighbors were chanting Hare Krishna, riding the quad bike and chanting to us, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Very happy to see, actually. But in the city, a bit more difficult to raucously chant, maybe. I got other notes. But Gaura Nitai, we have to come to Gaura Nitai and give our, Guru Maharaj actually saying, we should give our full attention on Mahaprabhu and his gift, and we will automatically find we've got our entrance in Vrindavan. So these points we've covered, but to know is one thing, and today what I wanted to stress, we must try to do. So wherever we are, try to engage in Harinam Sankirtan with humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, and self-examination always to look and see. Am I envious if somebody else is praised? We should feel pleasure when other people are praised. We should look at every one of the qualities that we should try to have, headed by humility, tolerance, giving honor, not wanting honor. And giving honor and seeing others honored should bring us happy, especially when they're devotees. And is it that we are wanting honor, and if I'm dishonored, then, the other person's a bad person? No, we have to take everything as the message of Krishna. Krishna's hand is behind everything. There's nothing separate from Krishna. Only is our conception that something is separate from him. And that doesn't just mean physical things, but actions that happen. Everything is allowed by Krishna. And Krishna has an affectionate hand. He's our greatest well-wisher. And he knows what's best for us much better than we do. And Krishna as Mahaprabhu knows we all have fault, doesn't see the faults, and gives love of God. Hare Krishna.
One question. It's not related to our session.
One second.
When you hold the microphone, try to hold it a little down and without moving it. I think it's very sensitive to the touch.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, and so
you
can
so much.
hundreds of others.
Maybe it is not directly related to this particular discourse. I want to thank you so much for such wonderful, incredible session. Beside that, this is my first ever visit kind of this temple, and I see the deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So is always the same deity, one deity in all temples? I have no idea, so I want to get guidance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our temple, yes? So our temple means our family, if you like, for all of us, essentially, in around the world who know about Krishna, the origin is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He's the guru of Srila Prabhupada. He's the guru of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, has cleaned up the practices and the conceptions of the message of Mahaprabhu, which had always were clean within a small current, but within the public eye had become diluted and polluted since the disappearance of Mahaprabhu. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur principally installed the deities of Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna. And as like a preaching altar, it is completely appropriate. You've got Radha and Krishna and Radha and Krishna. You've got Radha and Krishna as Radha and Krishna, and you've got Radha and Krishna as Mahaprabhu. So they are there worshipped together, and inevitably, and we have much experience of this too, that the general population, they know Krishna. Mostly they know Radha Krishna, but percentage-wise, or very few know Mahaprabhu. So when come to the altar, oh, Krishna, 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 Bhagavan, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, oh, Radha Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, I heard recitation, Srimad Bhagavatam. But who is that standing beside? And then in this way, the devotees are able to give this introduction to who is Mahaprabhu. And at least as a great reformer. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur acknowledges this. So everyone immediately may not accept Mahaprabhu is God. How can we accept, that out of nowhere suddenly we get this name of Mahaprabhu, he is God. Krishna we know, Rama we know, Vishnu we know, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was a hidden avatar. But at least, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, at least we must accept. He's a great reformer. He was a reformer to bring the Yuga Dharma, to bring proper behavior, to bring Krishna to the center of people's lives. And then this way, the altar of Mahaprabhu, Krishna and Radha, as we are looking in this way, this was the general practice. And that was Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Guru Maharaj's general practice. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada also, in his headquarters temple in Mayapur, the headquarters of ISKCON is Mayapur, he established Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna. And later, the devotees changed that because they thought, oh, we'll attract more people if we put Krishna there with the Sakhis. But he established in that way. And generally, it's Mahaprabhu, Radha, Krishna. And here, we are thinking Mahaprabhu will be joined by Radha and Krishna. It may be one day his wish. So keep on coming and see if Radha and Krishna arrive or not. We'll see. But one thing about the worship of the Lord, just as in the name there are offenses, and pointed out in the name of Mahaprabhu, then he doesn't take offense easily. If devotees are offended, Mahaprabhu, then he's not giving grace. But the Lord himself is not taking offense if we are sincere. This is the point. So also here we are worshipping Mahaprabhu. So a little bit of relief. We don't have to be so strict on the exact time and exact number of offerings or type of offering. Mahaprabhu is like one of the family. And Giriraj, you know Giriraj, the stone from Govardhan Hill, also like one of the family. Whatever we eat, give to them first. Make them happy. Please, we've got this preparation. You have. Whereas Radha Krishna worship is more strict. So we are also thinking that, well, Mahaprabhu, maybe only Mahaprabhu and Giriraj are here. I mean, only means they are here. And they won't mind if everyone is not quite on time. Hare Krishna. But yes. Hare Krishna. A wonderful student. She doesn't know any English. She learns everything from the heart. There you are. And coming so regular, so much she's coming and nourished to be here.
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Anyway, finally, please be a devotee. Please be a devotee of Mahaprabhu, Guru and Gauranga. Gauranga is Mahaprabhu. Please be a devotee of Radha and Krishna. It is not separate things. It is the family that is being given to us by the grace of the Lord. We are very fortunate. We must utilize this fortune while we have our bodies. As Guru Maharaj tells, it's no certainty how long we live, no certainty what body we will get next time. But if we are sincere, we will be in the hands of the Lord. We'll try to use our opportunity nicely. We have a comment.
So we have a comment from our dear Mukunda Vilas Prabhu.
Yes, Mukunda Vilas Prabhu.
Says, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you
Okay.
to all the devotees
Oh, to all the devotees. Okay.
that engage in the savor of making these courses possible. Thank you to the translators. And most of all, big loving thank you to Maharaj for
Hare
giving us
Krishna.
Sadhu Sangha. It is by his association that we are able to get the grace of Gurudev. His way of enlightenment brings joy, love, and is filled with compassion. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Okay, chant Hare Krishna, be happy. And actually, Mukunda Vilas Prabhu, you make a very good point. I must also give my appreciation to all those who make these courses, short or long, these courses, we call courses? Yes, to make them possible. And they're brainchilds that, okay, we should have some specific subject and let us try to get inspiration about specific subjects, and different course after course taking place. And next week, Subhasini Devirasi, who has come from South India to be with you all, but via Ireland where she lives. And she's going to give a class next week on Sanatan Shiksha, very important. I could introduce it, but I'll let that be done by others. Very important, our relationship with the Lord and practical guidance for us. And every part of Chaitanya Charitamrita is wonderful. This is a super wonderful part, another super wonderful part. And focusing on Sanatan, Shiksha means instructions that Mahaprabhu gave to Sanatan Goswami. Then Subhasini is going to give that condensed down to give us fuel in our nourishment, in our devotional path. So that's coming up next week. What dates? Wednesday and Thursday. At what time? Oh, same times. Same times this next Wednesday and Thursday. I'm sure you've all seen something. All right, so please chant Hare Krishna. Please always ask, how can I serve? We need to have service attitude. And be happy. Yes, as Mukunda Vilas Prabhu said, be happy. So my appreciation to all who make this possible behind the scenes, and also those who make it possible at the microphones, the translators. We're always taking our hat off to you and appreciating your full energy, full brain energy work. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. You have to hear, understand it, remember it, and repeat it instantly. That's a gift to be able to do that. Wonderful.
Use this opportunity
I'm not
also
sure.
to for first the flowing of Harikatha, always so wonderful, coming from your lotus mouth and enriching us so much. And also, I want to take this opportunity to um, uh, say our gratitude about the new edition of the Kirtan Guide that has come out. And yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful service, and with this, I wanted to show our appreciation for this wonderful Kirtan Guide, new edition. New edition Kirtan Guide Ki Jai.
I think Sachi Devi has been watching Srila Gurudev's new video that is on the Srila Govinda Maharaj video series. We watched it in the temple this morning together, in the temple with the devotees. And there, Gurudev had the new Kirtan guide, and he was showing the new Kirtan guide to the devotees there. And then he was singing, Kobe Shri Chaitanya More, that song. He was singing it in his chair in Navadip. And then he's reading the translation. But that new Kirtan guide was new in 1999. It was the yellow copy. So now we have a new Kirtan guide 27 years later. And it's a lot thicker, and try to make everything as carefully as we can with the help of a team. And so this Kirtan guide, we have the advanced copies. We're going to make it, though, but learning from the advanced copies, we're going to make it in hardcover with the hope it will last another 27 years in daily use. It's the book that gets opened and closed more than any other book, basically. And so trying to make it durable as possible. But yes, we appreciate. No. Hare Krishna. And who helped very much with the very first one was Sita Devi Rasi of America back in, I don't know what year, 1993 or something, 1992 maybe. Anyway, like everything, so many devotees' energy goes to everything, to these courses that are coming from the Bhakti Yoga Institute here in London. The institute itself, the center here, which has got the combination of the energy, both monetary energy, but physical energy, painting, walls, everything. I mean, so many departments to anything. It's the combination of so much energy. And this is devotional service. And you see, they put up all these decorations. There's a festival taking place. 12th anniversary of Mahaprabhu coming here is on Saturday. So this is devotional life, where we can come together and do something for the central cause. And Gurudev and Guru Maharaj wanted a place in London. Here we are, this 12th anniversary. It is very significant for the satisfaction of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj and everyone who's participating, coming from different places and who's living here and participating. They are certainly being seen and blessed by Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Srila Saraswati Thakur, and Pancha-tattva, talking about the Pancha-tattva. A place to distribute the holy name, to chant the holy name, and to practice seva, practice humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, practice criticizing oneself and correcting one's faults, not seeing the faults in others, proceeding gloriously to our home, Sri Vrindavan, Krishna Prema. There is a purpose for all of this. It's Krishna Prema, ecstatic joy, happiness and eternity. Haribo. Jai Shri Pancha-tattva ki jai. We're going to have some kirtan, and the masters of the mridanga and of the sound studio, Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, in the background. So just let us know when the microphones are adjusted, and then we'll give the glories, the jais to our masters in a very short time. I mean, just after the kirtans. And during the kirtan, I'm going to see you all at home. Much better. I have a little screen in front of me, but we've got a bigger screen here. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Okay, then maybe in the meantime, well, okay, ready?
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Radha Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Radha Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Joy Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath.
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath.
Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath.
Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari.
So who's chanting? Jai Sapari Shri Guru Go. Okay, it's not me with the mic. They have the microphone.
Jai Saparikar Shishi Guru Garanga Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju Ki
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jai Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga Ki
Jai.
Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki
Jai.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki
Jai.
jai. Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Shri Pancha-tattva ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat London ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. All the assembled devotees and friends ki jai. All the worldwide devotees ki jai. Everybody online, the devotees and friends, ki jai. Our translators, ki jai. Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj, ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari.
Hari Bol. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So wonderful to see you all, dear devotees, to be with you. And Friday night, Kirtan night, Saturday is a festival, Sunday, lots of things happening. And next week, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday and Thursday, the Sanatan Shiksha classes with Subhasini Devi Dasi. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Stay safe, chant Hare Krishna. Remember the Pancha-tattva. Yes, well done, the translators. Again, we can't say well done often enough, can we? Jai, Jai, Jai. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.